Previously in the GodBreaking, our group of adventurers spent several days in the capital city of Vortum. They spent that time relaxing, resting, enjoying time with their companions and friends. Elwin, you spent some time with Sigma 3. You also talked with Modron a little bit and did some planning and coordinating with your allies. Into the third or fourth day, you're not quite sure because the drunken revelry that the dwarves engage in is pretty thick. As the city was getting back to normal business, a group of elves entered the city, seeking refuge from the destruction of their nation to the north. The new administration within Vortum had opened the doors to altruism and goodwill, and these dwarves had found safe haven within the walls of Vortum. Alarmed, the group of heroes started investigating the identity and motives of these elves, and after some deliberation and some talking, found that their leader was no normal person. In fact, he was the dangerous Incamel, right hand, or one of the four horsemen of Asmodeus, and he had come there specifically to meet them and to retrieve something from them. In a flash of action and violence, the party denied Incamel the catalyst that he sought, and were forced to flee the city, barely making it out intact. Where we left off last week... You didn't... Oh, yeah, Felder made it. we left off last week. Elwin, you had cast Teleport. Walked over to the unconscious bodies of Kildrak and Ashok, and with Deimos near you, you cast a teleport spell, just as the Trask and three of his leapers were about to close in on you. As you guys vanish, you look around and you see all these hundreds and hundreds of elven refugees shifting and snarling as their clothes tear off their back, their forms hunch over, and they grow in size as 1,000 leapers take shape within the city walls of Vortum. There are screams, there's shouts of panic. The dwarven army and guards all around draw their weapons and their blades and they go charging in. And as you vanish, Elwin, you close your eyes knowing that a great slaughter is about to occur. Euphemia, you and Feldorn have taken to the skies. And as you fly away, you see that your dragon companion, Light, pulls up alongside you in the air. No words, oddly, for this one likes to talk. He just solemnly accompanies you and offers you to a rest whenever you tire to ride on his back. You all look as you're 10 minutes later, as you are miles and miles away, and you see that amidst the torment and the tearing apart of the capital city, Vortum, a big burst of light and sound has erupted, and you see the image of a golden and star like light and brilliance bedecked figure massively emerge from the center of the city, as the god Modron has arrived within Vortum to defend his people. The last glimpse that you catch as you crest over a mountain range and down into a valley is Modron in action as 1,000 leapers swarm over him. Elwin, where did you teleport to?
To the princess's room. I was in a panic, and that's the first place I thought of.
Okay. It was mid-morning when that happened. It's slightly earlier now in Ospium. There's about 2 hour, maybe a 1 hour time difference. So you're talking around 10 a.m. as you guys in a flash tumble out of Elwyn's teleportation spell and land within the the chambers of Akelia Brightlord.
I will, as soon as I can, I'll try to stabilize Ashok and Kildrak. Um, if I can't do it, then I'll use my spell from my ring, but I'll try to
Is
stabilize
she
them first.
well dressed and everything?
The princess?
Yep.
It's 10
Because Uncle
a.m.
Deimos will crush something. He's still technically Super Deimos for a while.
You're Super Saiyan mode.
Yep.
Akelia startles, and sits straight up in bed. She's wearing like a night shift.
Oh, who's next to me?
Well, Kildrak and Ashok are unconscious on the ground. Elwyn is there, and you.
I stare straight at Elwyn. If
I'm
he's
staring
not
at the
staring
princess.
straight back at me, bad stuff is gonna happen. Not bad stuff, but not good stuff.
Okay.
Did you say Elwyn or do you mean Kildrak?
After I take a
Kildrak
good
is
look,
I
unconscious.
was conscious.
Elwyn.
after I take a good look, I'll respectfully look away.
What was that? What was that? 1 second. Let Deimos get a good perception thing to see if he noticed you taking a good look.
Why is that a disadvantage?
It doesn't matter.
All right.
You
all
still
right,
you still
doesn't
pass
matter.
it.
Deimos didn't see it. He's still kind of stunned from this look, like the transporting shit.
Oh, it's
'cause
because
you're
I'm grappled,
frightened.
restrained, and frightened.
But you still totally won.
All
So
right. This is seconds after you teleport. Like a second ago, you guys were underneath the shadow of a massive Were Tarask. And as you guys land, you look around, and Elwyn, you glance at the princess. The princess startles up in her bed. She's grabbing her sheets and she's clutching them at her chest. Deimos is looking around warily, and Deimos, you turn as this heavy figure just thumps down onto the ground behind you. He leans over and says, "What the fuck just happened here?"
wait. Oh.
What?
Oh, Deimos is gonna knock this son of a bitch out for a second. He thought he was an intruder in her room.
He says, "Where are we? What happened to the battle?" He looks around. He points a finger at you, Elwyn. He says, "What did you do?"
Did I mean to bring him? I guess I was in my right
We take
mind
it. We
when I
take it.
cast
This
the
guy's a
spell.
beefcake. We take it.
So yeah, he's like livid. He was basically right outside the building. Remember when you guys were in there deliberating with the elves, and as Inkamel burst out of the building, he had been caught up in it and was near you guys, underneath Inkamel when you cast teleportation. So he was caught in the spell.
Okay. Quick, I can definitely go back there, try to save the princess or the queen, the small baby, and bring the other Sigma, my Sigma, and just to save just the few dwarves that I can. But I got to do it quick before there's more deaths. Anyone want to come with me? No, you know what? I'm better off alone. I can be invisible. Mind healing me though, real quick, Deimos?
Deimos did not see you look at his niece, so he will definitely heal you.
Akelia raises her hand and says, "What has happened?" She says, "The look about you is one of terror and distress." And she looks down at Kildrak and Ashok on the ground, and her hand goes to her mouth.
Where?
She gasps. She jumps off the bed and she scampers over to to Kildrak and to Ashok, and she says, "Can you help them?"
Yeah.
Blood is flowing from, like, they were shredded. The leapers had gotten on them and just tore them to shreds. Kildrak is lying on the ground, huge gaping wounds in his chest. He has a gash across his neck that blood is just gushing out of right now.
All right. Yeah.
And Ashok is about the same.
Oh well, I'm gonna heal him, but Damos does tell her, and he's just like, "Hey, I want you to know that this dwarf here, he's got the herpes. I can't heal that. It's just stuck with him." And then I say I'm gonna mass heal.
Okay.
9th level.
Okay. So, as you cast a spell, 9th level mass heal, that's 700 worth of hit points, right?
Yeah, 700 or
Alright.
something like that.
So Ashok, Elwyn, Kildrak, and you, Deimos. And any damage that happened to Sigma 2 as well is just all just like dissipated. The magic of the heal just like sucks up, and you see it glowing and coalescing around Kildrak's and Ashok's form as their wounds patch up, and you see their blood almost reversing their flow back into their bodies. A few seconds go by as you're concentrating heavily on the spell, Deimos. This is a pretty intense ability that you have, and when the figurative smoke settles, you open your eyes and you see Kildrak, eyes open, just gasping on the ground, and Ashok just leaning just picking himself up onto his side.
I give him 2 thumbs up, the bang bang fingers.
Buddy Jesus.
The good old buddy Jesus, or
Okay.
our good old lost friend.
And Akelia says, "Last I saw, Kildrak, she had teleported you back to Vordum, like a day ago, whatever, about that time." She says, like, "And you have come from there now. What has happened?"
Inkamel has came searching for us and has attacked.
Ortum.
She says, "Oh my. What is to be done? Is there anything we can do to come to the aid of our dwarven fellows?"
That is what I was about to do. I'm afraid not many of them are left. I could risk teleporting over there and try to bring a few of them back, but I can't bring that many. The other thing I was thinking about is I've never cast this spell before. I can wish to have the surviving dwarfs from Vortum to be transported here. Do you think that would work?
She says, "How many?"
There was thousands of leapers. I don't know how many would be left alive.
She looks at you and says, "Elwyn, you are indeed a powerful arcanist. She says, but to wish the mass teleportation of thousands, tens of thousands of individuals," she says, "the repercussions may be dire."
Well, would
They
we
are
be able to
friends.
maybe get some of them, you think?
She says, "If that is your wish, then..."
Well, Damo says he believes in the gods, and he's gonna be like, "Yo, Tempest, if you can hear me, can you bring back maybe the couple strongest ones of them as I roll a dice?"
You
And-
use this. You tried to use this a while ago.
And he tells me to suck a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any way to join our magics together?
No.
Even if it drains me of never being able to cast the spell again, I'd be willing to do it.
She says, "We can try. I do not know the extent of success even for myself. But... And a wish spell is far beyond the realm of normal magic. It is wild. It is unpredictable. It comes from a section of the weave that is far less traveled."
That's why I have restrained myself from casting it ever before. What do you think? Do you think I would be better off teleporting there, going invisible, trying to find as many dwarfs as I can, and then totally teleporting back?
She says, "The risk and the decision must be yours. If you were to do that, perhaps," she says, "time is of the essence, but you may be able to rescue a few. With the wish spell, you may be able to rescue more, or you may not."
I ask if I mean, I don't know how the wish spell really works, especially as Deimos doesn't. Is if Deimos just pretty much just put all of his like holy energy into him to help. I don't know. I don't even know how the wish spell works, but would that help at all?
I turn to Kildrak and to Sigma 2. I say, the people in Vortum are all of our friends, but they are your blood. What do you want me to do? I'm willing to do any.
Kildrak?
Yeah. I didn't expect that question. I need a hot second to think about it.
Okay.
Hey, can you like flash to Euphemia / Feldorn?
Sigma stands up and he says, if you're going back there, send me along too. I have monsters to slay."
I tell him,
I say I'm of the same ilk, but I think, yeah, I think the wish spell would be this would be the time to use it. Yeah, I think the wish spell is the way to go.
Akelia turns to you and she says, "Kildrak, is this of the utmost importance to you?"
That is what of the utmost importance. The wish spell or going back to fight?
The wish spell.
Completely role playing this. Killjack wants to be transported back to fight Inkmel and help Modron. That's how he would. That's how he would do it.
If that's what you want, Kildrak, if you're willing to do that, is there any way that I can use Kildrak's, I don't know, his life force or something to power the wish spell to save more dwarves? Cost of whatever happens to him?
Akelia turns to you and she says, "I'm afraid it does not work that way." She says, "You must choose. Or you can do both, I suppose, transporting them back right now, and then casting wish, or in whatever order you desire. But I tell you this: if you wish to, if you desire to use wish in this way, and if it means as much to you as you say it does," she says, "I will help you. I can help amplify your power, Elwyn. And as I lend my strength to yours, the risk will be both of ours. But if it is worth it, then I am willing."
I am willing as well.
Okay. You guys try to figure out what to do. And think on it for a second.
there's no way that Deimos can like blast people with like, well, both these guys with like restoration spells and stuff like that to keep them like in their cool as they're casting this crazy high magic spell.
It's most that section of the weave is wild. It's unpredictable. It has very little to do with
Okay.
concentration and a lot to do with chance.
Fair enough.
All right. So, while you guys are doing this, high in the skies over Vortum, over, I guess it's Cragland now. You know, right around here. Euphemia and Feldorn, you're flying alongside Light. What are you doing?
Before we do an ERP, would I be able to retcon something from last week? Whereas Inkmel was swallowing me, use my bonus action to attach my Shadow Hound to him. If not, it's cool.
How long does it
Actually,
last?
no. Never mind. I would have been panicking. I wouldn't have thought of that as a character. So now, I take that
Yeah.
back. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a little tough to do.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like still. I'm still in shock and awe as I'm staring back and see Modron doing whatever he's doing.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna fly for a bit, then land and teleport to Ostium.
Yeah, I'll go with her.
Okay.
What I would have done no matter what. Because, and I think my teleportation circle that I have, the best one would be the one that's in my temple.
Okay. All right. So you guys fly for about 15 minutes, what you figure a safe distance, and as you settle down, you look around, and there's a small dwarven town off in the distance, a couple hundred yards away, and the dwarves are going about their business. This is a simple lumber mill, and they're going about their trade, and life seems they're all blissfully ignorant of the terror that is happening just a few miles away. You gonna cast teleportation circle? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. You scribe it into the sand beneath your feet, and after a minute of casting, the runes glow a nice warm hue, and you are lifted, and you land in the city of Ospium. I think somewhere around here. In your temple. You look around, and a few more acolytes have been recruited since the last time you left, but just a couple. They're super fresh trainees, and there's a few gasps as the one headmistress that you left there comes up and says, "Milady, it is a surprise to see you here, and you seem to have been caught in action. Can we attend to you in any way? Are you wounded?"
Nope, just continue training, and I'm gonna be pushing a big ass dragon through my temple, trying to get him outside.
Yeah, they all gasp for a second.
They're just kind of watching as I'm like pushing this fat ass dragon through small little doors.
and, and Light is like, um, he's like, "Verily," he says, "dragons were not made to be indoors." And he just like squeezes out of the door, scrapes up a little bit of the framework, and pops out into the open. He flares his wings a little bit, and there's gasps as people all around him and shrieks. They all stare and they point, and a couple of kids cry, and everyone else is in wonder. As he looks around and he says, "Ah, these people know how to address a dragon." Okay. Are you guys?
I'll give him a quick overview of like all the doors are probably dead. Probably this city might be next. Get ready for some kind of battle,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna head to the queen.
All right. Feldorn, anything from you?
Feldorn's in shock. He's just following in shock. Has absolutely nothing to say. Just has this like blank expression on his face after having almost been eaten by a were-trask.
You look down and you see that the edges and some parts of your clothing are just like they're a little like eaten away a little bit, like moth eaten, or like that you had made it most of the way down to the Tarask's stomach by the time you cast Dimension Door. So there definitely have been some digestive acid that's gotten on you, so your clothes are a little bit screwed up. You guys take to the skies and come back to and go towards the palace. You land there right around the time that the rest of them are making their decision. So, Elwyn, Deimos, Kildrak, what are you gonna do?
Let's fuck shit up.
Cast Wish, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever they do, they would have probably done it long before we even got there.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
I mean, Deimos totally supports your decision, but he knows at this point he probably can't help.
Yeah. Yeah, Ifime
But-
and Feldern, you land there as this thing is finished.
I've got Deimos said, hey, if people get injured, I've got pediatric duty.
Okay, so I'm gonna shake off my nervousness
Okay?
and walk up to Alia and hold out my hands, never linking with another spellcaster to cast a spell together. I'm not sure, but this is what feels right. And I'm gonna bring up an image in my mind, first of the city of Vortum, and then bring up memories of me walking through the streets along with Sigma 3 and see all the smiling faces of the dwarves. Remember the partying that we just had a few days ago. Bring up as many names as I can in my mind of the dwarves and cast the wish spell. I wish, starting from I bring up a list in my mind. The princess first, then Sigma 3, then the most important dwarves and people I can think of from Vortum, from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that if they are still alive, transported here to the city of Ospium, and I think of the place where the princess was attacked in her gardens. I think that place would be big enough to hold the dwarves that I'm able to wish over
Okay.
here to Ospium.
One quick amendum: alive and not leapers.
Alive and not what? Leapers, yes.
Yeah, make sure they're not leaps.
Yes. Not leapers.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
And I probably fall down to the ground. My strength saps to 3 for 5 days. Is that what happens, right?
Hold on. I'm just rereading Wish to make sure I get every detail from this. Okay. As you formulate this,
Oh shit.
what was that your D? Was that your D100?
Yeah.
As you formulate this, this spell in your mind, you feel the rings of chaos beginning to form around you. As the fates are suddenly like the ears of the fates are opened up, and you speak your wishes out into the void. Akelia reaches out and takes your hands. You stand face to face with her. She's quite a bit shorter than you, but you guys are holding hands there, and for what seems like an eternity, it is just the two of you standing, surrounded. You're standing on like an invisible platform, surrounded by the stars, by the sun and the moon and the swirls of comets and asteroids all around you, and the darkness goes on for eternity. And you speak the wish. As you do so, your mind begins to swirl as the grandeur of everything around you begins to overwhelm you. And Akelia grips your hands and squeezes tighter, and you can feel her power just amplifying and flowing through your body. As she closes her eyes too, you feel her hands begin to tremble. You both, as one, as you continue to speak your wish, her voice joins yours, and you guys are saying these words in unison, as if you're one voice. You complete the process of stating your desire, and there's a flash of light. There's a sound that echoes through the void of space, even though no sound could exist. And then there's darkness. The last thing you notice, Elwyn, is you hear the princess in your mind. You hear a gasp and a scream. To the rest of you guys, outside, you see the princess and Elwyn join hands, and he speaks this spell, and both of them begin to tremble as their bodies glow bright with energy. And there's as it sears bright, you guys kind of avert your eyes because it's a little bit too bright. It's like looking at the sun. And when the light dims, you see them both collapse on the ground.
Dr.
Okay.
Damos is gonna run over there and be like, I'm a doctor. Totally. Don't check my credentials.
Okay. Elwyn, also roll me a d20. Okay. Go ahead, Damos. So you see the unconscious bodies of Elwyn and Akelia on the ground. What do you do?
I will attempt to heal. I will cast heal twice on both of them.
Mhm.
Once at 7th, once at 8th level.
Okay. All right. You feel the energy rippling through them, and their bodies are restored. You feel that you can tell that there's very little wrong with their bodies.
I guess at this point, freaking out, Deimos will, I guess, because he's dead, to try to call their souls back and just be like, please, 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 please. Even Deimos at this point is freaking out. He's not even lifting weights. He's just freaking out at this point.
Okay. You stand over them. You cast Raise Dead and calling out to them, and as you do so, you see, as you enter that state of communing with the spiritual realm, you see a small spark of a soul in each of them. It's weak, it's timid, it's trembling, but it is still there. Their souls are still within their bodies. And as you're in that state, you entreat with them. You call out to them, and you ask them to return, to come back, and they begin to grow in intensity before your eyes. Several minutes later, Elwyn and Akelia begin to stir. Very groggy, very lethargically. They they awaken, and as they come out of their state, there's a tension in the air, and you guys look at both of your hands, and where you guys were holding each other's hands, the skin is scarred and darkened. The imprint of each other's hands in your own, as if like an incredible electric current were passing through you, incredible force were passing back and forth between you. Your hands are scarred, and like the skin is cracked and dry, and it's a little bit painful to move.
You see Deimos, he, after they wake up and he assumes that they're okay-ish, he knows they're still screwed up, he totally tries to pull off, he didn't care that much. Like, he's like, oh, I'm a totally tough guy.
Okay.
But he does it very poorly.
Okay. Elwyn, as you're getting up, you look at your hands and you see your hands are scarred. And as you're standing, you feel that the scars on your hands are a visual representation of the scar that's been like ripped across your spirit. You're different now. It's like a whole area of your soul has been cauterized, but with the intensity of this spell. And you feel that the effect is going to be ongoing and is probably permanent. And you look up at Akelia, and she glances up at you. She's hunched over a little bit, very weak and frail, and you know that she feels the same thing.
I accept this. There's no regret in my mind. I was willing to give up whatever in order to save as many.
Okay. And Akelia looks at you, um, and she blinks. Her eyes close shut, and she's again weakened. She looks up at you, and you can tell that the cost to her has been very dear. Um,
I give her a very respectful and thankful nod, and I assume I'm super tired and weak and
yeah,
all that stuff too, right?
yeah. So
I'll just lay down.
yep, your strength is down to 3, and it recovers what 1 a day or something like that.
5 days. I rolled
5
2d
days.
of nothing. I can't do anything. I have to be like bed rest.
No, it recovers in 5 days. If you do absolutely nothing, if you spend a couple of days doing bed rest, it reduces it by 2.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm just
What
gonna lay
happens
down
if he
right
does
there.
stuff?
okay.
If
But
it does stuff, nothing. It recovers in
I have
5
to
days.
roll. Oh, you rolled 2d4. Okay, 5 days. Okay, all right. So you drop down, and Akelia does as well. Both extremely weak. Um, as Akelia collapses, um, Kildrak is there to help her, and Sigma 2 actually catches you, Elwyn, as you collapse, and they find places for you to rest. There's a lot of nice furniture in this room, and Akelia gets laid down in her bed, and it's Elwyn, you're made comfortable on like a couch or something like that. As
I'll
Go
I'll
on.
mutter out. I'll just mutter with as much strength as I can muster. Uh, the gardens keep me informed what happened.
Okay. All right.
Dan must have run over there.
Okay. You guys start heading your way towards the gardens. So, making your way over this way towards the gardens. I assume you take flight. Light is there. He's been sitting on top of the princess's tower, basically. And as soon as he sees you,
There?
what?
I didn't know I was there.
Yeah, you've arrived.
I think you got there now.
Yeah, you arrived there.
Okay.
You walk in to see Akelia and Elwyn just completely laid out. And Feldorn, you and Euphemia enter, and the atmosphere in the air is like it's almost like there's a faint smell of ozone, and they are very significant scent. You can tell that intense arcane energy has just been unleashed and channeled through this area. And you
This
see,
was like California?
sure.
Hmm.
All right. What are you guys doing? Heading to the gardens?
Feldorn just follows them to the gardens again, still in shock at what happened.
Okay.
It'll take him a while to snap out of the shock.
All right. You guys fly over to the gardens, and as you get closer, you see that there are congregated a lot of people there, and a lot of townspeople have gone around, and the guards are. It's quite the uproar, as people are wondering what in the world just happened, as 14,000 dwarven civilians have shown up and are currently inside the gardens. They're in various stages of terror and shock as well. Some of them are covered in blood, and many of them are wounded, but they're lying there. They're in various states all throughout the gardens. You guys go frantically searching through and looking around, and you identify a few that you see, some guards that you recognize, a couple key figures, a couple of the council, the ruling council is there, the council of advisors, and you do in fact find Sigma 3. She's standing there, her axe is covered in blood, looking just not quite sure what's going on. Surrounded by other guards in various state of being wounded. She herself has a large gash across her arm.
Okay, so I get up onto the highest point that I can find, like, I don't know, a platform or something. And I begin shouting for attention.
Okay. Okay. You're standing up there and you're just bellowing out. I'm assuming some of you rode light over, so with the dragon in the area, people are all are quick to give you their attention. All right. So all around you have thousands of dwarves and humans. There's guards everywhere. There's people everywhere. There had been some fighting as there, the people, the dwarves had arrived and in the middle of a fight, and they saw some humans there, and they'd been calling the guards and that kind of stuff. So there's been all sorts of chaos all over the place. As you shout out there, the people start to give you their attention, and a lot of the commotion and a lot of the talking and shouting dies down. What do you say?
I say, I basically tell everyone to be calm. I address the dwarves specifically in Dwarvish and tell them that they are welcome as friends here, that they need not worry, they are safe now. And then I yell for like the captain of the guard and tell him to go tell the queen that we'll need guards around here in case any of them are infected and we don't.
Okay.
I think you should probably ask the queen before you just put 1 billion refugees on her city that you can't support.
We'll find a way to support them. Details, semantics.
They're not going to be here probably to do any of that.
Okay.
Well, even if we relocate them to where we can support them, the point is we got to take care of the problem that's in front of us right now.
Okay. So it takes time. There's thousands of people here, and it takes a lot of time to organize. But soon thereafter, the queen shows up, and with her royal guard. Owain the Brazen, the Dragonborn, the Silver Dragonborn commander here. He arrives also, and they start organizing, and they start, they come to you and they ask what in the world has happened. And after a brief explanation, you guys quickly come to the same page. There's some discussion about where they should go, what these people should do, but there's plenty of people in the city. There's plenty of resources, so caring for these people and giving them medical attention, all that begins to be the process starts up. Now it takes hours. It takes actually the majority of the rest of the day. You guys begin searching, and you find no evidence of any of these dwarves having been converted to being leapers. And of what you know of the process, it's actually not a very fast thing that happens. And it has to be Inkamel himself that does it. You see multiple people that have been bitten by leapers that have no evidence of change or of being cursed or being infected.
Let's magic these guys up. Tell them about the weaknesses and all that crap.
Okay. Alright. What are you guys doing now?
Okay.
Hang on. Out of character, do we have the town where the keep is, where our keep is? Is it like full of people, or is it like kind of like a just like run down little town?
No, it's a pretty good sized town. 14,000 people is quite a bit larger than its population. It's probably 2,000 or 3,000 people.
Is it is there room for like growth in the town?
You would have to do a lot of construction and to build the infrastructure.
Who
And a lot
better-
of farming.
Who better to do construction than dwarves?
It's true.
Actually, that's a good plan.
Just putting that out there.
It's way far away. It's a rural area. There's hills there. That's
Yeah.
that's
But
a
you
good plan.
should probably ask the king.
Yeah.
I mean,
Aren't
we
we
are
the
in charge of
king?
the land, aren't we?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
but
it's
Well,
putting
ask the
a
dwarf
dwarven
king, dude.
city, in the middle of his country is.
Hey,
You should ask.
we should set up
at
if we
least.
could put up like the best possible. Hey guys, here's a good startup whatever land. Come on.
Or we ask them what they want too.
Well, of course.
Maybe they want to be like Killdrack and run back over to their city.
That'd be stupid.
Well,
Even
I
on
doubt that
Deimos'
Ikmel is going to
standards.
stay there. They might want to go back and rebuild.
Yeah, no. I mean, after we finish this, yes.
Because Ikmel's probably going to
Well,
come in
no,
this
they
direction.
do have their own choice. They do have a free will to choose.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
go
yeah,
back.
they're adults-ish.
They're dwarves. They don't have no choice.
You're the one who just said to give them a choice.
Yeah, now I'm being sarcastic. Thanks for listening.
Well, yeah, we should ask them, but that's actually a good idea. If we're sending them down to our little town as their like backup area. I mean, it's gonna take them like about a month to get there, but we can get them enough food to get all those people down there.
A lot of food.
Well, yeah.
Don't worry, we got chimichangas.
We got chimichangas. We got it all.
okay.
And also, like, shoot, you can live off hot dogs for a month. We'll be fine.
Okay. Now, to transport and to settle 14,000 people or dwarves would be a major undertaking. The capital city of Westvane, so Hasselin's capital city, it's only about 50,000 people. So
Yeah.
this is a large population shift. Whereas Ospium is like 500,000 people. So this is it's a much
Yep.
smaller burden here.
This would be a good another key point stronghold.
Okay. So you guys start formulating the plans to bring the dwarven population over there. Now you know it's going to take time, and to build the infrastructure there. The queen is willing to do whatever is appropriate. She has a heart for
What
the
did the dwarves
refugees.
want to do? Did the dwarves want to go back, or did they want to
You want to get
travel
eaten, or
south,
you want
or
to come
did they
with
want to
us?
stay here? Well, we know that he's not going to. Ikmel's not going to stay there.
You
He's
gonna
gonna
ask?
move his army throughout the world,
Are you gonna ask one of them?
so they could probably. Well, yeah, probably the Sigmas and their council people.
Okay.
I mean, they're probably in this discussion. Or are we just gonna put them in a cage?
I mean, I don't see why he probably go to Oscaria and just. I mean,
Plus,
that's
what about
probably
the Dwarven god that we left there fighting? We don't even know if he won. Technically.
yeah. Don't know.
Meanwhile, while they're discussing this, I asked the queen if she has any mages in her service who can teleport me back to Vorten.
She does not.
No.
The relationships between Ospium and Vordum had been strained over the past several years, especially since the king was in power. They don't have any access to teleportation circles or anything in Vortum. And actually, all the teleportation circles had been destroyed inside Vortum.
And they don't have anyone familiar enough to just cast her.
I mean,
That makes sense.
they can blind cast it. There's no guarantee where
I'm not
you'll
that
land.
stupid.
Okay. One of the people who was saved. Actually, you know what? No, she wouldn't have been. She was right in the middle of it with all the leapers around. Yeah. Ruisia is not there.
Is that the halfling?
Did I miss anything like really important?
He died. Sorry. Forfeit, yeah.
Your
A couple.
girlfriend survived, and we're transporting them all to Haslin.
Okay.
Wasn't he the halfling?
No, he was a Sigma 3.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
Okay. One of the dwarves comes up to you. He looks like he was one of the higher ranking officials, and after hours go by and they begin to organize and they begin to gather, and all the immediate medical stuff has been addressed, one of them comes up to you and says, um, "We thank you for saving us, but what is to come of our people here and now, and what is to come of our city and our land?"
What do you want to do? Do you want to go back?
He says, "How would that be accomplished? Can you send us back as you brought us here?"
We can do a blood sacrifice and kill our mage.
Uh, I tell them of the options. You can either, and all of them require no walking, no teleporting. There's the option to go back to Vortum and build whatever may be left, if the Leapers have left, or if you can win the good graces of the Queen, the option is to stay here in Ospium, or you can travel a month by land to the town where we have our keep and make a living for yourself there. Would require you to build your own accommodations and help expand the town through construction as well.
And farming. Lots of farming.
Yes.
Feed
Okay.
all those people.
So just so you know, you guys are in Ospium right now. Vortum is over there. With that many people to make that kind of journey in any direction, it's like it'd be 2 months from on foot to travel to Vortum. To get down to Hasselin, it'd be at least a month, and they'd have to go through Azoa.
Isn't it so bad?
Yeah, Azoa is like the Badlands. It's like Mad Max kind of.
So basically, we would
Oh,
have to
no.
send them to the sea and have them
You could take them by ship.
or ferried. Well, we'd have to get a
Well,
lot
I
of
mean,
ships.
yes, they're all in shock and awe now, but we do have to remember they're dwarves. I do think they could handle the battle.
How many people is it again? How many dwarves?
14,000. And the majority of them, so the dwarven emissary that's talking to you now, he says, "You know us dwarves," he says, "we're always itching for battle, and we never back down from a fight," he says. "However, look at around. These are civilians," he says. "We have thousands of children here, along with women and elderly," he says. "We are not warriors. In fact, there's only a couple hundred soldiers in the mix."
Well, what if they help boost up the city we're in right now? Because dwarfs are good at that stuff.
How much would it take to do a mass teleportation circle? Like, we just get like a ton of mages. Like over 100 mages. Get them all to learn the teleportation circles to whatever location we choose, and just spend like a week or two doing that. Would it be possible?
Mm, yeah, in theory, that could be possible. Yeah.
Where are you going
I
to
mean, if
find
we took
100
a-
mages?
Ospium? That's a lot of mages. You don't have
Of
to be
that
max
level,
level
though?
mage. You don't have to be max level. You just need to have teleportation circle.
That could be doable. It would take some time, and like you said, it would take a number of weeks to do all that.
It's
And
less than a month, and it'd probably be a lot easier than traveling. But I think plus we wouldn't have to be here to do it. We could just we could send them. We can get them to a teleportation circle in Vordum or in Haslin.
there are no teleportation circles in Vortum, in all of Cragland.
Well, I can make one, right?
You could. It'd take you time, but you could.
Well, how much time would you make me take it to do it?
Well, the book says 30 days.
Yeah, well, the book sucks.
Okay, I had another idea. What if we tried to bypass Azoa to the west? I think that is it. The west. Like,
That's even
go
worse.
to Borthal and
Mhm.
then kind of
North?
just cut through at that very bottom corner.
And try to just cross the sea here somehow.
No, higher.
I
You see
think
where
he
that
means
little
that
black
little
line
teeny-
is?
Right up here?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. All of these things are possible.
How much? No, I'm wondering the time.
Oh, that's more of a roundabout route. Um,
2.5.
and you'd be taking them over this way and crossing over this way. You'd be crossing a mountain range, so that's probably a 2-month
Plus
journey.
What do we know about?
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear you because you see me interrupting.
It's
How
about
many?
a 2 month journey, including crossing a mountain
Okay.
range.
Okay.
What do we know about Forthal and Kig? What is that?
Skignash.
Yeah, do they have like? Are they gonna have issues with a massive dwarven?
You
Or
guys spent
walking
a lot of
through their
time. You
cities?
guys spent a lot of time in Borthol. So Borthol is the land of the pirates. And after the battle on the seas, you
Oh.
guys landed on Borthol and you crossed over this way. And that's where you found the underground temple, Kildrak. That's where you got your hammer. It was mostly like a jungle type area.
Is that jungle owned by a big wraith pirate now?
I'm
Uh,
sorry, did I miss anything?
We're talking about the logistics of how to get the people to Haslin if they wanted to. From what you know, Whitebeard is in Waterdeep right now.
Okay.
Skignash is it's kind of like actually a goblin land.
Okay, teleportation circle it is.
I'm gonna ask the princess or wait, no.
Princess is wiped
Who's in
out.
charge of the mages
Here,
other than the princess? Yeah.
there's a couple other high level spellcasters, cleric
I'm looking
types
for
and
the
academics.
organization.
Yeah, there is um, a mage conclave.
I'm gonna find them and I'm gonna ask them how many mages that we can get like an army to do teleportation circle to mass teleport this massive group of dwarves to a location of their choosing.
Okay. Roll me a D100.
I 100?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like die or is it the 100?
Okay. That's how many mages are immediately available who can cast teleportation circle
And that's
within
multiple
within the
times
city.
a day.
Yep.
So how long would that take? Because can't you get like 12 or 13 dwarves per teleport?
Theoretically, let's see here real quick. 33 times 30. They can each cast it, let's say.
Or they could use higher level spells too.
Yeah, but
No.
they're not, these are, like the average would be about 4 times a day that they can cast it. Because it's a 5th level spell. Okay. At that number, it would take 12 days of them using all their spell slots to transport the whole group to
That's not bad.
a location of your choice.
That's not bad. And it'd be a lot easier on them.
Yeah, no, I 12 days is great. We just have to decide where they want to go. I
They could-
tell the leader I think the personal best option is Haslin.
Well, they can either stay here, help this city, and wait for their city to whatever happened there to calm down, then go back and try to repair.
I've told
Or
him
try
this,
to
yes.
rebuild.
Okay. Alright.
Or they can go there. Yeah.
In 12 days, we could go walk down to Aizoa's capital and just take it over.
Okay. Elwyn did see a mirror shard in Azoa's, somewhere in Azoa. Just so you know,
Why don't we
there's
just
a
take
large
a
orc
dwarven
that
army
had it.
over to Waterdeep? Kill everything.
You don't have
Again-
a dwarven army. You have about 200 dwarven soldiers here amongst this population of 14,000.
They're dwarves. They hit things. It's not that hard.
What is the I tell give the leader the options. What does he say, or does he say he needs time to deliberate?
And so this is most of the day. And as they're attending to the people, he gathers a couple other the elders and representatives, and they start talking and they start discussing things, and the queen is there, and she weighs in as well. She says that Ospium would be willing to take them in. However, they don't really have accommodations for 14,000 people all in one location just yet. So there has to be construction, there has to be building, and it might even be on the
They
outskirts of
could
the city.
use the outside land. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it,
place needs a lot of rebuilding.
it'd probably be outside. Um, so they're talking about it, they're discussing it, and the dwarves decide that.
You want to
Let's
roll a
see here.
dice?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll a die. Um,
Quick question: was the princess saved?
the
Killed her off,
princess
you
is
asshole.
currently in bed. She was greatly drained and scarred. Her.
No, the dwarf princess.
Oh,
He was number 1 on my list.
yes, she was. Little Celeste is here.
Why was she number 1?
I did mention she was number 1 on the.
Yes. Sigma 1, however, is not here.
Also,
Number 1 would have been better.
does Deimos know that in Azoa there's more of those assassin people?
Yeah, Elwin, did you tell the rest
Yeah,
of
I
the group?
told everybody.
Yeah.
What did he tell?
That there was one piece of the mirror, one shard of the mirror, one's in the bottom of the ocean. Another one
Oh,
is
those.
in Azoa. Another one was up in Nortan.
I mean, I go with the one in Azoa. We got
Oh, the mirror's been destroyed.
There's innocent
Ours.
people there, and if stuff gets out of whack, we're boned.
Where? Azoa?
Well, Azoa, I mean, they're right back, like they're like right next door to like all of our allies and crap like that. You can't let them get overrun. I mean, this is Damon's thinking right now.
Yeah.
The
Deimos
two
does not
options
like-
for the party are dragons or Mistrala. That is.
Oh, we know we gotta go with the dragons and Mistrala. And Deimos is 100% down to go to either one of those, but he knows that we can't let assassin demons run around, even in Azoa.
Where do you get assassin demons?
I don't know. Random crap you
We
guys
killed
said.
we killed the assassins.
Well, he said in Azoa there's another Mare Shard, so he's assuming there's more assassin demons.
I think you mean the guy that was cloaked that was walking somewhere.
No, that was Nortan. He didn't see the specific person in Azoa. He just knows that it's there. Or what did you see in Azoa?
He saw a glimpse of a massive orc in Azoa.
Oh, I don't remember about the massive orc.
Yeah, it's an orc.
But
I
I
remember
saw-
someone that was cloaked that had a shard that was walking by himself.
That was a
That
I
Nortan.
was
remember being an
Nortan.
orc. But
No, that was Nortan. Nortan was the cloaked guy walking through.
I don't remember ever seeing a name. But okay.
That Deimos is just thinking though.
I think you're guessing on that because there's
Okay,
no way you could
so-
tell what the guy's name was. by
I
just
never gave a
seeing
name.
him.
I never gave a name.
Didn't you just say something right now? With
No,
names?
yeah. He was cloaked walking through the snow in Nortan. We know the
I thought it
area.
was
We don't.
the desert.
No, he was walking through the snow.
Yeah. Deimos does not like demon people running around killing people.
Okay, I still think we have to deal with the dwarves first.
Well, yeah, we can deal with the dwarfs, but that's gonna take
I think
2
the
weeks.
I think the point of the teleporting thing is that we don't have to deal with it.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
just tell them where they can get teleported to where they want to go.
Okay.
Mhm.
The
We can go do what we need to do.
the dwarven leader returns to you and says, "We have deliberated, and we have come to the conclusion that if indeed our city has been overrun, and that we may be the heart of dwarven civilization left in this world, that for now we must focus on surviving before we seek out our vengeance." He says, "This small town a place where we can rebuild, we can settle, where we can train, and where we can build arms and craft a proper army to retake our homeland. Says, we will take that option.
We still have to ask the king before we do that.
For
I
what?
think-
It's our city.
It's not. We are just stewards.
Ours.
You wouldn't care.
Okay, I'm gonna use my jewel of, talking to the guy.
Oh yeah, you do have
and ask
this.
the king.
Okay.
Since
So
these guys don't give a fuck.
you're sending
about
some. Yeah,
the leader's
you get to send him a tweet.
opinion.
All right, what do you say to
Yeah, I'm
him?
gonna tweet him.
Yeah, you get to send him a tweet.
Hashtag loser doors. Hashtag gonna live at keep. Hashtag got a problem. And then I'm gonna put a number of how many doors.
Okay. He texts you back later on. He says something to the effect of, hold on, I'm typing it.
Learn to tweet. So slow, man. What the fuck?
You gonna come up with something about extreme vetting before letting them in?
Oh, we're screwed.
Okay.
Okay, he's fine with it.
Did he send a penis too?
I don't know.
Someone's into her.
We should probably ask our head cook to be our mayor of the town, but more mayor of food.
I remember we asked him and he said no. That he was cool at the mansion because
He did have a life-changing experience. He almost died.
That's true. Would he be able to at least train people or at least send food down?
Yeah, well, okay, so you can go over and talk to him if you want.
He's not gonna be able to freaking feed all the swords.
hey, Pablo's the best.
Yes.
Hey, if
don't
we,
know.
we can cast haste on him, I think that'll help.
Okay,
Then turn into a meth lab.
all right. So you guys start talking about this, and you start making preparations. The Conclave of Mages here in Ospium begins to... You're going to have to use a teleportation circle that you have in your keep, because that's the only one that you have in that location to target it. So you're going to have to set up, something on the other end, infrastructure on the other end, as thousands of people start coming through this teleportation circle one by one. And they coordinate it so that not everyone is cast at the same time, so people aren't walking through the same teleportation circle at the same time. So they have to set up... It's a pretty complicated structure, because it takes a minute to cast, so they have them every minute, every down with 1 minute buffer times set up so that all day long, dwarves are in groups of 10 able to walk into a teleportation circle and get sent to Heldren. So it takes most of the rest of the day for the Mage Conclave to work on this and to set it up, but they can start as soon as tomorrow sometime.
Sounds good. When we do get back, I want to warn whatever his face is. The guy that we sent to Armeg. I want to warn Armeg to that they should all be good, but I'll just be on the lookout for leapers in the next month.
Okay. Now Armeg is part. He knows a lot of these people actually, so he's okay with this whole
And
process.
I'm sure I'm gonna guess this is gonna make Armeg more cooperative since he'll have more of his own people with him.
That's probably true.
Or he might quit. Because there's nothing left that all the people told him to do the way he's doing. Probably did.
Okay, so you guys take the most of the pretty much the rest of the day setting all this up, taking care of people. It's been a long day, and you guys are all actually pretty battered and worn out after your battle. So basically, nighttime can't come soon enough for most of you. after you all head back exhausted. Elwyn, you've been in bed the rest of the time. The burning and searing sensation inside your chest, it does not really go away. They eventually move you to your own quarters, but as you leave, you look over and you see that the princess seems to be even in worse shape than you are. But you eventually go back to your own quarters, and your whole thing right now is to rest. Euphemia and Deimos, you spent most of your time caring for the people and setting up these arrangements for them to go back. Euphemia, you coordinated with the Mage Conclave, and they begin the process. And some of you are gonna have to go ahead to Hasselin probably, or to Heldren, and coordinate things on that end, so that when the people teleport there, they actually have somewhere to go, and things that can start occurring on that end. Because an influx
About the dwarf.
of 14,000 people is going to be pretty rough. Kildrak and Feldorn are in pretty rough shape. Kildrak, the dwarf, is they're both traumatized. He was distraught to see just the knowledge that his homeland is being destroyed, has been swarmed with all these massive and these powerful creatures. And the news that Modrin had arrived and appeared has caused him to be even more anxious about the entire situation. As the day proceeds, he becomes more worried and more fearful and more agitated. And but he's actually fairly. He's not good for much right now. He's not being very productive. Feldorn, you are still shell shocked, and you are actually not feeling well. Your body just seems sapped. You feel a wave of sickness pass over you every once in a while, and pain and achiness just like radiate through your body every once in a while. You're not well. So Euphemia,
Must be something he ate.
Euphemia and Deimos, you guys are doing most of this work here that you've just been describing. Okay.
Feldorn walks into Euphemia's room and uses her bathroom.
I half-ass it.
You half-ass what?
The work.
Okay.
Yeah, do this. Whatever.
Deimos tries to convert as many as he can towards the Tempest.
The dwarves?
Yep.
What do you say to them?
I'm like, hey dwarves, you're tiny. You're short. But you're stocky. Stocky makes easy muscles. Muscles equal easy power. Power equals best god. Best god equals Tempest. Get strong. Get swole. I'm pretty much
It's like
making
a
a random
commercial that you see at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's
It
me like
literally
it's me go
does.
from 2 a.m. like infomercial.
Okay. All right. As you guys retire for the evening, exhausted, you retreat to your rooms and you just like throw yourselves into the depths of sleep. Kildrak.
Yes, sir.
Deep into the night, your sleep is fitful. You pace for a while. You lie down. You can't sleep. You pace for a little bit more, and eventually, late into the night, you eventually drift off to sleep. A very agitated, restless sleep. But then, in the wee hours of the morning, tossing in your bed and just very, a fitful sleep, a sensation overtakes you. And for the first time in the last, 18 hours, you feel at peace. And your mind's eye moves to a plane. As you look around, you're standing on a flattened area. But it shifts in your mind a little bit, and you blink, and you're not really on a plain, and like a grassland or something like this, but you're standing on a plateau. And you look and you glance around and you realize that you are high above the rest of the world. You're standing at the peak of a mountain, at the plateau at the tip of a mountain. The air is thin and cold. The breeze is almost like daggers against your skin, and the wind is rough, ripping at your hair and your clothing. You look around and you see no one else around you, and then you blink and you realize that there is someone there next to you. And you turn and as you look at this person who's next to you, the wind seems to die down and the rushing of air and the coldness seems to disappear, and you see a face. He says, "Kildrak, good of you to join me." He says, "I've always liked this place. Yes, it's peaceful up here. Sometimes the cares of the world and the cares of the heavens can be wearisome. I like to come here and think and dream a little. Yes. How have you been, Kildrak?
To be honest,
Are you
I'm
well?
in shock.
Why?
I can't believe my homeland is gone. I can't believe that my people are in the state they are in. I wish I could do more to help them."
He says, as do I. We're not too different, you and I. We both have our limits. We both wish more for our people. He says, "Kildrak, I lived a long time. I've seen many things. I've done many things." Yes. And I think it's time for me to move on. He looks over at the horizon and he says, "I've always wondered what was on the other side." He says, "I think it's time for me to see for myself." He clasps his like a thick hand on your shoulder. He says, You were the one who found me when I was drowning in despair, deep beneath the earth. You were the one who told me of the hope, of the Dwarven people, hope for the gods, hope for this world. He says, it was you, Kildrak, who reminded me of who I am. Yes. And I'm grateful to you for it. It allowed me to be there for my people one last time. He takes his hands off your shoulder and he kind of dusts it. He reaches down and picks up a couple of rocks on the ground, and he stands back up and he looks at them in his hands. He passes them back and forth between his hands, and he looks at it and he says, all it is rock and metal. Yes. But so much can be done with one who knows how to do it. Yes. Kildrak, this world needs someone who can dream, someone who can build and craft a better tomorrow for the dwarves and for everyone. Yes. That person is no longer me. Yes. I only hope and I wish that you, if you're willing, would be willing to dream a little and try to see the needs of the world and craft a better tomorrow. Do you think that's something you might be willing to do?
I kind of look at him in awe, and I say very quietly, like almost hush, like I believe it is something I can. I believe it is. I can follow in your footsteps.
He says, well, you're no god. He says, but for a mortal, for a man such as yourself, there is no limit. He says, I was mortal once, like you. And it seems I'm mortal again. Even the gods can die. He dusts off his hands and drops the rocks and pebbles down to the ground. He says, it's time. Thank you for the chat. He says, there's much to learn, Kildrak. There's much for you to learn. Worlds upon worlds for you to learn. And I believe that you are up to the task. He says, once, in my youth, I crafted something. He says, you might find it handy. Maybe it can help be a guide to you. But learn, Kildrak. Learn and practice. Devote yourself to the craft. And you will be far more than you dreamed you could be. Do it, Kildrak. Do it for me. Do it for the dwarves. But mostly, do it for yourself. Will you?
I give him a resounding yes.
Aye. He looks down again at his hands, and whereas before they were just dusty workers' hands, now they seem stained with blood. And he says, and he looks up at you, and now he seems weaker and frail. He says, I've done all I can. I've bought me people time. It is up to others to do the rest. Farewell, Kildrak. Farewell.
Does he like die in front of me, or do I wake up? Because if he dies in front of me, I've got something.
The vision
I don't know.
fades as you begin to withdraw from the plateau. You see Modrin alone on the plateau, drop to his knees and fall over as the vision begins to fade. What do you do?
I begin to sing whatever dwarven song of morning I can come to mind, /morning/glory, and I hold them in my arms as I take search his pockets for a cigar and light it up as I sing. And
Okay. You wake up in your room. It's quiet. The room is deathly quiet. The city is deathly quiet. There's maybe a brief or the slightest hint of sunlight coming through the room, but it is very, very early in the morning. We're talking, 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. You sit there in silence. There's no cigar in your hand, but you can still feel in your arms the presence of the body that you had been holding in your dream. It feels as if he were still there, but you look down and you know that he's not. You sit there in the silence for what seems like forever. Minutes go by. A few tears stream down your face, and then you hear the briefest of sounds from the corner of the room, like a mechanical clicking and a shifting of weight and a scratching, tapping sound. You glance over and you see in the corner of the room a bird, but no normal bird. Um, you see these glowing eyes, these metallic eyes looking at you, blinking. The head twists and turns a little bit. Hoot! Hoot! Its wings flare, and it comes and nestles down on the ground next to you. It looks up at you, clicking, a marvel of craftsmanship. Metal and gold interwoven and finely maneuvering back and forth as this construct, now become alive, just walks back around and looks up at you. You remember briefly one of the stories that you saw in Modron's temple of a golden owl that he created to guide the goddess of magic through the astral plane. And you remember its name. This is Archimedes. Okay. We're gonna flash back away. Yes, the was it Clash of the Titans, or was it Jason and the
The
Argonauts?
first one.
Clash of the Titans, yeah.
No. They're mostly the same.
I think it was Clash of the Titans. There was an owl. Yeah, just like that. The mechanical golden owl. Okay. So Killjack, this
Who's the one with
is
the Medusa head?
Okay, sounds good. I've been holding my going to the restroom that whole time because I need to listen, but I gotta go now. So.
all right. Fine. All right. Um. That same night, Feldorn, you are lying in your bed and you are in pain. Your whole body aches, and the discomfort and the pain radiates from your stomach. You're unable really to sleep. It's yeah, it's not a comfortable situation. You have one level of exhaustion. I'm throwing that on top of you. You also begin to hallucinate. You look at the walls and they seem to shift colors, and like the lamp on your table, the little candle holder, it looks like it's dancing to you for a little while, and you hear sounds and whispers and voices from all around you, and you're tossing and turning, and you're not really being able to make sense of it all. Deep in the night, you only really ever hear one thing. As you try to drift off to sleep and your world descends into darkness, as you fade off, you just hear one. You almost sense it, that something's watching you. And right before you drift off to sleep, you hear this voice come through. Thank you. Now I have my gateway to your world. Okay?
Okay.
Alright. Next morning, what are you guys doing?
I immediately gather the party and tell them of my dream and tell them of the mission Modron has said.
Okay.
Looks like there's a god spot to fill.
Feldorin tells everybody about the voice he heard.
Damos actually, when Feldorin starts saying that stuff, Damos like tries to, they sound like this, like try to imitate the voice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh shit! And I tell him how Tempest said he's probably some outside dude god.
I'm like, well, he said he now has a gateway here. I think he might
Well.
come from the ship portal.
Well, donkey titties, but maybe we can convince him to not be evil. Hey, who knows? Here it's like a outside
Maybe.
world god.
I'm out of commission for a few days.
Yeah. What are you guys doing?
Well, did you guys want to go down to whatever it is area and try to get that last glass shard, or what do you guys want to do?
You guys want to do dragons or Mistrala?
Oh, yeah, Damos doesn't care.
Mistrala.
I'd say
Guys.
dragons, but
Mind waiting a couple of days?
Feldorin
Oh.
thinks he's dying.
Also, I'm probably gonna have to head out pretty soon, just on account of the recently new fiance. She, her parents decided to come over, so
Oh,
I have
hey.
to do crap in the morning.
Hey, congratulations.
Well, yeah, I appreciate it, but yeah, pretty much my gaming went down very much in the past week.
Oh. Uh-oh.
No, not in a bad way, but it was just like, oh, this has to happen now, this has to happen, this has to happen. So
Well, it was the 4th of July tomorrow, so
yeah,
family and stuff.
It was
Okay.
like I didn't go through boot camp to not get my 4th of July off.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, you guys, if you need to go, take off. Killdrack, let's finish your thing real quick.
Yeah. So I kind of approach the owl and I ask him what can he teach me. I ask him in Dwarvish, what can he teach me?
He kind of flutters around the room, and you see him looking off to the east, and he kind of like tilts his head and like gestures for you over that way. He's woot woot, and he points off quickly, and then you hear the whirring and the clicking of mechanisms as he turns, and he's flying around the room, and he points off in that direction. Woot, and he looks at you.
Okay. So that's all the information I need, and basically tell the party Modron has called me to follow in his footsteps, and I must leave you guys at this point, and I wish you well, but I have my own path to follow.
You taking your dwarfs with you?
No, just me and the owl.
so you're leaving. You give us all these fucking doors and not gonna take care of them.
I'm not the one who brought him here. You can Elwin for that.
You know, you're the one that has to water them and feed them and give them walks.
Yeah, Damos says, "Hey, dude."
I can do that, but I gotta
They're
achieve
your
God's status
responsibility.
first. And so yeah, I'm trying to become responsible enough. I'm not there
Well,
yet. I
see
gotta
now,
go.
if you're gonna be their god, we should just, let them do suicide and just get it over with.
Yeah,
I wish
Damos-
you the best of luck, Killdrack. I was just kidding.
Thank you, El.
Damos wants the biggest high five you can give.
Oh, I will high five you.
I will
Then
try
Damo
with my
says-
3 strength.
Yeah, Damos also after that says he's just like,
I
"Hey,
have 1.
hey, bro, Tonio. After you make it to godhood, I'll totally hire you on as my secretary, my super duper cool god firm." My God, Jim. I got you, bro.
I just high five him, and I walk over to Elwin and I give him a hug that doesn't break him.
Thank you.
Do you say anything to Feldorn and Euphemia?
I will give Feldorn a hug, shake Euphemia's hand, and I'm off.
Feldorn whispers in your ear before you're leaving. Punk.
Wait, what'd you whisper?
Punk.
Oh, jerk.
Oh, man. Now, Deimos is kind of sad he didn't get a hug.
I mean, we were showing off our strength to each other when we high fived.
Tonio. It's totally okay. No homo. Deimos is a sucker. He's gonna go up and totally hug the crap out of Kildrak.
Okay.
He said, "Don't worry about it, bro. We'll see you again soon." Ish.
Okay.
As I'm leaving, you can see me. I somehow did come into the possession of a cigar, and I light that up as I walk away, following the owl.
Okay. The owl is perched on your shoulder. And you get the feeling that he communicates pretty clearly. But it's going to take you a while to learn how to understand what he's saying. But there are many things for you to do. There are many adventures for Kildrak to undergo, and great challenges down the road for you. But unfortunately, that takes you beyond the bounds of this campaign.
So I'll have to add a new language to my language chart of the language of gears.
Now, is Deimos able to get a cool little trophy off of Kildrak before he leaves?
Yes, he is. I will. Let's see. Oh, I know. I leave you guys the chest.
Totally going in Deimos armor.
I leave you guys that Aegean chest. That's what I leave you guys.
Okay, just drop it in the inventory, the party inventory.
What the hell? You can't take all that shit. You gotta leave us everything. Gold, too.
I'll leave the gold as well. Yeah. The chest. I'm keeping my armor in my maul though. I'll leave you the chest, the flask, the potions, and my scrolls.
Wait, what's the chest?
It's like a chest of holding, but it acts like a dog if you activate it.
Oh. Deimos actually more wanted like a he's gonna get a really cool piece of paper and he wants you to sign it and stick your handprint on it.
Done.
And he's gonna like, this is totally going on my armor.
Okay.
With that, Midas, I have to go. It's getting kind of late for me.
All right. All right. Yeah. Head on out if you need to go. Kildrak, as you leave,
User disconnected from
walking
the channel.
away from the city, just heading out on foot, you look back and you see a figure looking at you, gazing at you from her tower. Weak and frail, but she had managed to walk her way over to the balcony. And you just see her looking in your direction. She cracks half a smile and she waves a weak farewell.
I wave back and bow to her.
She smiles. Okay.
Aw, shit.
All those potions.
Yeah, I had a lot of
Damn.
healing potions.
Alright. I mean,
Oh,
I
no,
really-
I also... No, I'll wait, I need to keep that. And then
I really
there's some
want to stay
scrolls
later. But for some odd reason, I think the lady might kill me tomorrow if I'm not.
Okay, before you go, Deimos, just take one look at my new character's picture and tell me if you can guess who I'm going to be playing.
Okay.
You want to see it?
Oh, you son of a whore. You son of a whore. That is awesome. High five.
Yep.
High five. Actually, before Kildrak left, and he decided instead of actually the signature on a piece of paper, because that's stupid, because that's going to totally break, he gets Kildrak to chisel it into his armor.
Oh, totally.
Okay. Okay. So,
Man, fuck
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So, Damus, if you need to go, you can leave anytime you wish.
All right. I'll
But
see you guys next week. Sorry about this, guys.
nah, that's all right. It's a holiday week. I was late anyway, and there's tons of stuff going on. Um, we do need to figure out where you guys are going next. And yes, uh, Alberic. Now, since Vordom is pretty much destroyed, his title really means very little. So his original name was Alberic. Is going to come up and he's going to request that he is able to journey with you.
So we going for dragons? We going for the magic place? We going for Udos, whatever it is? Not Udos, but the one below us.
And don't forget, Amos, you still have quests from Tempest to fulfill.
Oh yeah, Damos figures if we go for Mistrala or whatever it is, that we hit that place up along the way because it's kind of in our route.
Where do you have to go?
I got to go take out a feudal lord, kind of on the way to Mistrala.
Do you remember the exact territory name?
It's the one that's like right below Mistrala.
Onesh or Osnesh
I think Ashnes, yeah.
or Taswan?
In Tasman.
Oh no, it's Taswan,
Yeah.
Taswan.
Taswan. Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely on the way from Mistrala.
I know I probably asked this before, but do we know where the dragons are?
We have to ask
Yeah,
Light.
Yeah, I
Light
think
with us.
they said there was something in Mistrala, like they could find it. I don't know, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
No,
so I mean, if
Dragons
we
can
even
sense dragons.
we don't.
That's
I've
the
talked
point.
to him before. I've asked him before. I know I have when I went to go get the god dude, and he said he didn't know.
I just mean like on a different plane.
He doesn't know that he
Maybe he
doesn't
doesn't
know.
like you.
He doesn't know that he knows.
So the one
Ah.
for sure place that we know where it is and what's there is Mistrala. If we get information along the way, then we can dragons afterwards.
Yeah, we gotta get some dragon people on our side.
Okay.
But,
And I
all right.
think even if we can't, if we ourselves can't convince Light to know where they are, there would be probably people in Mistrala who could dig into Light's mind.
Well, we don't want that. We're nice people.
Oh, I mean, obviously in a very nice
I mean,
way.
In
but-
a nice way, yeah. All right. I'll see you guys. I
right.
appreciate the game. Sorry for leaving early.
That's all right. That's all right. So, Killdrake, I think we'll call
User
it,
disconnected from your channel.
for the most part, we'll call it here. Now that I know where you guys are heading, can plan a little bit more clearly of your journey on the way to Mistrala. But why don't you introduce Alberic to us?
like as a character or background or how I plan to play him.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, obviously he comes to the party and what does he say? He's like, what does he do?
Does he know how to sail? Because the last dwarf didn't
No.
know how to sail and said he could.
No.
Because he was worthless.
Okay, you guys find yourself gathered the next morning. Killdrake has just said his farewell. He's walked away from the city, and you guys are kind of in the town. The teleportations have just begun to start sending the dwarves over down to Hasselin. There are a lot of arrangements and things, and you guys have decided that you're going to head towards Mistrala, and all of a sudden Sigma 2 bursts in. What does he say?
Says, I find no purpose in staying with my people. My title has always been the protection of them, but I have come to the realization that the best way to do that is to weaken Inkamel. And what I know about him, from what you have told me, the best way to do that would be to join your party. And if you would accept me, I would be eternally grateful to join you guys.
Got some big shoes to fill, buddy.
I will try to live up to them. I know Kildrak was a wise and a
I don't know about wise, but he was all right.
intelligent and great fighter.
Wow,
Well, he had to
this
be
dwarf
intelligent.
doesn't have any senses at all.
Kildrak literally had to be intelligent because he was a wizard.
You remember
Just
how
saying.
you almost killed him in one-on-one battle?
No,
You know,
that
he
was
almost killed
Sigma 1.
himself multiple
Oh,
Yeah, that
times.
was
Yeah,
Sigma
Sigma
1.
1. So
Never mind.
Sigma 2 is large. He's quite a bit larger than Kildrak was. This guy is massive
He's
for a
2
dwarf.
inches. He's 2 inches taller than the tallest dwarf you guys have ever seen.
Yeah, this guy's massive, and he's like built like a rock. So
What
this
is
guy-
it? Barbarian?
Barbarian, Battle Rager Barbarian. So he uses spiked armor as a weapon, and the only thing different about him than in the pictures, instead of an axe, he wields a great sword, and he actually has the flame tongue great sword, so he does 2d6 extra fire damage when he attacks. Basically what he does is he runs into battle and either will hit like a tank or grapple something and smack down with his armor. So you got two
So
grapplers
basically,
in the party now.
Kildrak, but without the damage or the grappling.
he's
He's better suited to smashing than Kildrak was. I didn't. The reason I wanted to retire Kildrak is I just didn't build him quite the way I wanted to. Between triple classing and I wish I would have done a different school of wizardry, it just wasn't turning out the way I wanted, and honestly felt kind of stagnant. I feel like I can do a lot more with this character here.
Yeah, and I'm planning on switching, not a lot, because every time I try to go support instead of just blasting everything, stuff doesn't go right. But I'm gonna try to do a lot more support. I can like haste you and
yeah. This guy is pretty buff. I mean, Sigma 2 is no wimp of a character. So he's a pretty heavily modified berserker. I created
Battle Rager.
Battle Rager. I created a custom feat for him. He's as strong as Deimos is. He's at 24 strength right now, and once he hits level 20, that'll jump up higher to a 28. So he's real beef.
Yeah, so just a little bit so you guys know, the feat that Midas gives me, if I run in a straight line 15 feet to my opponent, I can add plus 10 to my attack and plus 10 to my damage, or get advantage on a grapple.
So some charger type ability.
Yeah, and then my armor does d10 damage when I attack with it, and if I grapple someone, it does an automatic 8.
And anyone who hits
nice.
him receives damage. Anyone who melees him
Yeah.
receives damage every time they hit him.
Just the spiked armor does that. And he's dealing out a ton of damage with his great sword as well, with the brutal critical and such. So that. Let's just say if we're in battle, he'll most likely be raging because it doesn't end early. So.
Yep. Yeah. That's good. You guys have needed a frontline guy for a while. Okay.
Kildrak tried to be that guy, but
got killed all the time.
He also has
well, he tried to be that guy, and then I realized I built the character wrong to be that guy. So that's when I was running him in and trying to get him killed.
Sorry for saving you so much.
you also have like
Oh no, I totally am glad, kind of glad that you did, because I want you guys to roleplay how you would have. But
yeah.
I was only expecting like 200 dwarves. Sorry for cutting you off.
Oh,
To
yeah.
save like 200, 100 dwarves, something like that. 14,000. I'm like, oh shit.
If you had casted it by yourself, it would have just been 200. But since Ikelia was there amplifying, it just really spun the whole thing up. But she was heavily hurt. Like for all as much as you were damaged by the casting the wish spell, she invested a whole lot more power and more of herself into into making that happen. Which is why she was asking, "Are you sure? Are you sure this is what you want?" So she has that cost her a lot. Has come at great cost to her personally. But yeah, so you saved a large portion of the city, which is good because the rest of it is mostly destroyed.
I lost the wish, right? I can't cast it again.
Correct.
I'm sorry about that, man.
No, it's all good. I was, like I said, no regrets. That's what I will want it done. Um, Next, whenever we go up a level, when I can switch out spells, can I switch it out, or is it just stuck there forever?
I should make it be stuck there, shouldn't I?
You can think about it. I mean, whenever we
I'll think
level
about
up.
that. I'll
All
think about
right.
that. Yeah. All right. So next week, you guys start heading on your way towards Mistrala, and you have a new companion with you. All right.
Awesome.
Okay, guys. Thank you. Have a good 4th of July.
Yeah, you too. See you next week.
All right. Take care.